Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Too often we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in our amazing universe. And welcome to another episode on the Dr. Dolores Show. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we're on the Inspired Choices Network. And we're going to be talking about rising above challenges, because I feel that this is a real timely thing, because there's a lot of stuff happening in our world. And I think we could all agree that we are all being triggered to one way, shape, or form right now. And it's kind of an interesting observation because I feel like everybody's trigger buttons are on high alert. And it's when I watch this from a witnessing standpoint, I see the whole thing of that game that you play at the fair called whack-a-mole. It's just like the trigger comes up and you're hitting it with a mallet to make it go down and control it, and it comes up someplace else. And that is a very great demonstration or a visual of what react mode is all about. Let's see if we could shift that and change that to something different and have a different response. Wouldn't that be something that would be awesome to master? And it would be a great tool to have in your toolbox as you continue on your path to ascension, but also to stepping more into your innate power and wisdom. So, as we know, life is just loaded with unexpected challenges. And if you ever doubt that, take a look at what's really happening in the external outside of ourselves. There's a lot going on right now, and a lot to cause some people to go into react mode and because they're being triggered. So, let's just talk about triggers. Triggers are those things that it's like the tip of the iceberg, okay? That's the physical thing that's kind of happening, and it just gets you like all pumped up and, it ruffles your feathers and you feel the hairs on the back of your spine just rise. And it's just like, and you just want to just, fight that thing and beat it up and beat it to the ground so it doesn't exist. I'm going to invite you to look at that particular trigger or what's happening on a different perspective, because we know that what we are physically seeing or experiencing is only the tip of the iceberg. What's really running the iceberg or below the surface of the water are all these old patterns, beliefs, ideas that usually are unconscious or we don't have an awareness of, but they're basically running the show. So something that is being triggered above and you're responding in present day and time may have its roots of origin in another time and place in your lifetime, and possibly in a previous lifetime, what we call like a past life hangover, where your past life is still running the show with the beliefs that you've had that are being created in this reality. So what is a person to do? It's just like, okay, I know, okay, now that I have this awareness of this piece of information, now what do I do with this? So the awareness component is huge. Once you're aware that this is happening, this is where you have options and choices. And don't get me wrong, reacting is a choice and an option. Yet, where has it gotten you? It seems like you're doing the rendition of whack-a-mole at the fair, where that mole comes up and you're constantly in motion, and it's exhausting trying to keep all that stuff at bay. What the gift is of that trigger that you're experiencing is the ability to be a witness to what's going on. meaning that you have the awareness that you're being triggered. Now, what do you do with it? It's about, okay, you know what? I'm being triggered. So let me just sit with how I am feeling right now. And that's a key component to remember, how you are feeling. Because when you are feeling, you're actually in the present moment. You're being triggered in this present moment, and you're experiencing what feelings are coming up for you. And oftentimes, when you sit with what you're feeling, you may have these insights of where it might have come from earlier in your lifetime. And this is where the big gift comes, because what we know is that when we've had very challenging or traumatic experiences in our past, it's like part of our soul, which is this beautiful gemstone, fractures off and gets time locked in another time and place, where old beliefs that whatever the trauma was at that time and place earlier in your childhood, you're still feeling the open wounds of that because it's never been healed or addressed. Okay. I know that's a big pill to swallow for some people, but this is how it works. So when you're able to go back to the original wounding, where the part of your soul got fractured off, that your soul, the gemstone, part of it fractured off, and it's in another time and place, and it's still running the show. And I think I'm going to share a story here, because this is going to hopefully make things more understandable. I live in California now, but I grew up in Connecticut. And I've been out here for many, many decades, but I still have family and I travel back to the East Coast. So for a while there, I want to say for almost 15 years, whenever I would come back to Connecticut, I would always go to our early childhood home, because I had a lot of memories there, but I didn't understand why I felt the need to go back there until I started doing some of my own internal growth work. In fact, I would go there and sit outside the house and just, look at the house and feel things. Didn't really put all the pieces together, but then as I started doing my deep inner work, I realized there were things that had happened in that house that I had left part of my soul there. And me going back every year was like how I was attempting to reintegrate part of who I was into present day. Once I was able to reintegrate those parts and those beliefs that I had picked up in that experience, I no longer feel the need to go sit outside that house and to observe and just to be there. It was really as if I was going there to unconsciously collect parts of myself that were left behind, for lack of a better description. And when I was able to heal those woundings that had happened there, I no longer felt the need to go back to collect my parts because they were reintegrated within myself. And I hope I made sense there, but I feel that this is a great example of what happens for a lot of people, especially when we get triggered by something. So I'm going to invite you to embrace those moments that you are getting triggered, because it's an opportunity for you to do some really deep work to heal some parts of yourself that you have fractured off in another time and place. And those triggers are reminders, and it's almost like it happens through an external event that isn't even related to what had happened originally, but it's got a similar energy to it. And when you're able to feel that and to recapture that piece of yourself that has been landlocked in another time and place, you're able to become more complete and whole. You gain more wisdom, you gain more power, because you are gathering up the parts of you that are wanting to come home. And it's like, usually when you're triggered, that part of you wants, it's a subconscious thing. It wants to come home to you. And this is giving you the opportunity to do so by that external trigger. So I invite you, when you're being triggered, to maybe make a different response. Instead of going down the react whack-a-mole mechanism, or reacting to something, sit with it and just feel what's going on, and just allow yourself, if you want to call it daydream or meditate or whatever, because this is where your body, mind, and soul come together to realign itself. They're not in separate compartments. They all play nicely together in your physical body. Okay. And when we're able to realign all of this within ourselves, you're going to step into more power. When you have more power within yourself, you're going to gain more confidence. And your essence is going to shift and change in really wonderful and delicious ways. It's like you're going to walk differently. You're going to feel differently about yourself. You're going to be able to feel like you're more complete and whole, and have more certainty, most importantly, more certainty in your life than you've ever had before. And it's also going to assist you with your creativity, your ability to think clearly and have more clarity in your life, and also your ability to be more intuitive, but also listen, a better connection with your higher self and your internal wisdom and your guidance system. These are all wonderful things that are because you are stepping up for yourself, and you're embracing those little external triggers that are actually gold nuggets for you to have the life that you truly desire. And you know what? I'm going to say this, it's not for the weak of heart. When we rise above challenges, especially if we're being triggered by certain things, this is where you are able to step into your power. It's like no matter what's going on your external world, you have that certainty within yourself that things are good and you are complete and whole, and what's happening inside of you may be 180-degree difference than what you know is going on in the external. And this is all really good stuff, people. These are the tools that are necessary for us moving forward. It's about learning to embrace that inner wisdom that we have within ourselves, because it'll tell us everything we need to do, despite what the external world is trying to do to you, or trying to manipulate and control, because that is an old paradigm that's crumbling. And I feel we are witnessing such tremendous chaos, I guess, for lack of a better word, in our external world. And it's doing its best to entrap you into an old way of thinking and paradigm based on fear, control, greed, and abuse of power. And we don't need that anymore. We are moving to a different time and place where it's about being in harmony, prosperity, and abundance, and love for all. And so we are witnessing this shift. And I think the analogy that I could give for this, it's like this. We've all been told that, you have a bucket of crabs, and usually there's crabs that want to get out of the bucket, but the other crabs in the bucket are reaching up and grabbing at their claws or their feet and pull them back down into the bucket. That's what we're witnessing right now. So when you're able to have that awareness of what's happening, you win. Okay. You don't have to just fly on automatic and give into the fears. I mean, you can, that's a choice, but why would you want to do that? So, yes. And Danielle is saying, time for a crab boil. You betcha. So, we are getting ready to go on our first break on the Dr. Dolores Show. And we have been talking about stepping into your power, but also, just rising above the challenges that you may encounter in your life and some helpful things that you could do. So stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll share some more. And you've been listening to my show, the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. So see you when we come back. Take care.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we've been talking about rising above challenges today on our show. And before we went on break, we were talking about those little pesky triggers that we have in our lives and the opportunity that they really have for us to really go deeper within ourselves to collect parts of ourselves that have been landlocked in another time and place early in our life or even in our past lives. So, I want to share more about on this segment, some tools for rising above challenges that I think, are things that are important and they're going to resonate with some people and not with others. But what I really want to invite people to do is just to play with them and experiment with different tools, because it's not a one size fits everybody. Trust your intuition on this. Go where you're being led. Go where you feel like you're being pulled or led or leaning into, because I feel that this is a great way to start trusting your intuitive abilities, because your body, mind, and soul is leaning you to one thing. And sometimes, when it's not the right thing, you kind of lean back. So trust the information that you're getting. And, this may be the right thing for you, not the right thing for other people or what other people think you should be doing. This has nothing to do with that at all. This is about you stepping into your power and trusting the information that you get and doing the right thing for you. So look at, sometimes when we have challenges, it's just like we want to go down the pity path and stuff. And you know what? It's okay to do that, but just don't stay there. And, start reframing your situation, because whatever you focus your attention on, you're going to create more and more of that. If you're saying that, this is like such a difficult thing, yes, it is. And it is also an opportunity. It's an opportunity for growth. And, sometimes we get stuck in the, whoa, it's so bad for me and it's been a bad thing, that we get stuck there. And I invite you to pivot and to, widen back and just look at it as a possible um, opportunity. And I feel a lot of times when we have difficulties happening in our lives, it's not happening to us, it's happening for us, because we're getting upgraded, because energetically, maybe it's no longer in alignment with who we are right now in this moment and where we're going to be. So when you're more self-aware, you could take that approach to things. We're tapping into our inner strength, and recognizing that we have a lot more resilience than you know. And like we were talking about, just trusting your gut and your intuition and your inner wisdom, because it has the answers for you. And sometimes, we want it all fixed and control it and make it look a certain way, and we think it has to be a certain way. And maybe there's three other different possibilities for the same end result, but we are so honed in into one particular way that it has to happen, that we miss the bigger picture of things. And it's about expanding and witnessing your life instead of reacting to it. What I find is really important too is just, especially in this time and space and what we are all are going through universally on our earth, is that being grounded is a foundational piece right now. And what I mean by being grounded means that your energy is planted in your body and you're not in your head, trying to figure things out and control things. Because sometimes when we get in our head, we are in fear mode, okay? Because we feel that we're being threatened and we're trying to control not being threatened or hurt. And I'm going to invite you to look at things differently. So do some type of grounding practice. For those who are new to that, I invite you to go to my website. There's a pop-up that is being in the present moment. It's a 5-minute grounding meditation, guided meditation for people. It's free. I invite you to listen to that, because this will give you a true feel of what it's like to be planted in your body and be right here, right now in the present moment. So go to my website, drdoloresfazzino.com, or just Google, and wherever you're resonating with something, just follow that, because there's many techniques out there to ground, and just find one that's going to be good for you. Now, setting boundaries is another thing that is important, especially for those of us who are uber sensitive, that are empaths, intuitives, and highly sensitive people. One of those, and I'm pretty sure if you're listening to this, you're one as well. It's about really being mindful of boundaries, because a lot of times we are oblivious to the fact that energetically people are sucking the life out of you. And once you become aware, you're able to set energetic boundaries and maybe invoke, saints, gods, gurus from the other high vibrating gurus from the, the other world, to assist you. This is a time where, we are more connected to the invisible world than we ever have been. And what I mean by invisible world, the world of spirits, the world of angels, saints, it's like they're there to assist. And since we are here on earth of free will, they can't intervene on our behalf unless we ask them and invite them to come into our space. So just keep that in mind, because a lot of times we forget to do that. We think that we're the Lone Ranger and we have to do it all ourselves, but yet there's a plethora of invisible help that's there for us. Okay. So, I think what's really, and I feel what's really important is that, the key thing to remember is that you're in control here. And when you're aware and you've woken up to your awareness, that is a huge foundational piece. When you step into your self-awareness, this is where you truly have power within yourself. Yes, we're always going to get triggered. There's going to be things in our external world that are going to push our buttons ad nauseum. And it's up to us whether we give our power away to that, okay, try to react to it, try to control it, or we sit and embrace what is coming up with that trigger, okay, a whole different mindset, and just dig a little deeper within ourselves. And once we usually come to what is the deeper reason, we are able to reintegrate parts of ourselves that are going to make us more complete and whole. Being self-aware is going to allow you to recognize your patterns and your emotional triggers and the subconscious beliefs that may be holding us back. Okay. And those beliefs could be, like I said, and I shared earlier in the first segment, something from earlier in our lifetime, so pay attention to those things. So when we are able to really have a good foundational piece as to why, how to rise above challenges, we could shift our mindset, and mindset is huge. And we talk a lot about mindset on my show, and also, mindset through mindfulness. Mindfulness is, I feel, the gateway to allowing you to connect with yourself and also be in your physical body so you could be in the present moment. Mindfulness activities are anything that allows you to lose all sense of time and place. And I know we've all had moments where we get caught up in a project and, we think maybe 5-10 minutes have gone by and it's been 4 hours. So mindfulness activity is anything that allows you to lose all sense of time and place, yet it's so essential because it keeps you in the present moment. And believe me, present moment, there's no such thing as time. Time is an earth concept. If you were to go to a different galaxy or into the spirit world, there's no such thing as time. For them, a day is like a second, or 20 years Earth time is like a flash. So we have a concept here on Earth about time, and what I know through my studies and my integration is that time is actually collapsing on itself. So time is no longer linear, like past, present, and future linear. It's more like past, present, and future. It's actually flipped the poles where everything is happening at the same time and the same place. And I know that's a stretch for some people to grasp. And I believe this is so because what happens here in this present moment has the capability to heal the past, but also create the future. Something to wrap your mind around and just to, just sit with that. Because that's almost like a mic drop for some people, okay? Another thing to remember too is you can tap into your inner strength with self-awareness. Having self-compassion right now for ourselves is very, very essential. We have such a tendency to judge and criticize ourselves that it's time to play nice with ourselves and create that relationship that we desire with other people, with ourselves. So be compassionate to yourself. If you catch yourself going down the rabbit hole and calling yourselves bad names or judging and criticizing yourself, I invite you just to focus on the word self-compassion. When you're aware that you are doing something, this is the power in that awareness. You could pivot and shift it to something else. I invite you to just focus on the word self-compassion. It has a higher vibration and a frequency because everything is energy. Even words, thoughts, beliefs are energy. It's a higher vibrating frequency than maybe what you're beating yourself up with. So this is enough to shift that and to resolve that rather quickly. So gosh, I can't believe we're ready to go on our next break. The time's just flying by here because I'm in the present moment. So you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, and we're on the Inspired Choices Network. And when we come back, we're going to put all of this together in a short guided meditation for you so you could have an experience. So see you on the other side.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And on today's show, we've been talking about rising above challenges. And trust me, there's a lot of challenges in our world right now. And oftentimes we get triggered, and it's so easy to go down that rabbit hole of react. But we're going to try something different. We offered you a bunch of different possibilities to maybe experience those triggers and to rise above those challenges. So I'm just going to do a little plug for an infomercial here for those of you who are listening to our show and hearing the advertisements in between segments. There's a program that a partner and myself, Cozy Stankakis, has created, and it's called I'm Awake Now What? It's a community that offers resources, tools, healing, support, and information. And, because many of us are awakening on our spiritual journey, and we realize life is just not working as it had been. And maybe we're dissatisfied with things or just, not very happy, but we know we need to change and we're not sure what it is. Welcome to your spiritual awakening. Like I said, this is a monthly membership, and we offer weekly Zoom calls on various topics that support and nurture you on your path to your awakening. So if this resonates with you, we would love to have you. We usually have a live Zoom call every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you could reach out for more information. Go to my website, drdoloresfazzino.com, and you'll see a click bar where it says, I'm awake now, what? Just click on that and explore. And if that aligns with you, we would love to have you and love to support you on your spiritual awakening. So, as promised, and what I always love to do in my shows is give you an experiential process. And I do that through a guided meditation, a short guided meditation to give you a taste of what being in the present moment, but also being able to connect with an aspect of yourself that's going to assist you on your journey. So, for those of you who are ready, I just invite you to find a comfortable place where you could either sit or lie down and just gently close your eyes. And right now, we're just going to focus on grounding and our breathing. And so I invite you to take a deep inhale through your nose, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Again, breathe in deeply and feel your belly expand and hold, and exhale, releasing any tension. With each breath, just allow yourself to become fully present in this moment. Now gently bring awareness to your body and notice any tension or discomfort. Soften your forehead, relax your shoulders, and unclench your jaw. And with each exhale, imagine tension melting away, leaving you feeling lighter and more at ease. So right now, I invite you to bring to mind a challenge or difficulty you are facing. Instead of resisting or fearing it, just observe it. Just simply observe it, like watching clouds passing in the sky. Acknowledge any emotions that arise without judgment by saying, I see you, I honor you. You may remind yourself, this moment is temporary. I have the power to move through this. Now, imagine stepping back and looking at this challenge from a higher perspective. And ask yourself, what can this situation teach me? What strengths or wisdom can I gain from this experience? I invite you to breathe in clarity and breathe out doubt. Silently or out loud, repeat these affirmations. I am strong, capable, and resilient. I am strong, capable, and resilient. I trust myself to navigate this challenge with grace. I trust myself to navigate this challenge with grace. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. I release fear and embrace wisdom. I release fear and embrace wisdom. Now, take a final deep breath in and hold it, and exhale completely. Imagine a golden light surrounding you, filling you with confidence and peace. When you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and toes and slowly open your eyes. And I invite you to carry this sense of calm and awareness with you throughout your day. This meditation helps shift your response to challenges, allowing you to move through them with clarity and strength. The key to rising above challenges is not avoiding them, but facing them with a conscious, empowered approach. With mindfulness and self-awareness, you shift from feeling powerless to seeing challenges as opportunities for transformation. So welcome back, everybody. And we're getting ready to go on our last break of our show. So you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And when we come back, we'll just wrap it up for our episode. See you in a bit.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with Nurse Practitioner, Medical Intuitive, and Energy Whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, Nurse Practitioner, Medical Intuitive, and Energy Whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
Well, welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show, and I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, Nurse Practitioner, Medical Intuitive, and Energy Whisperer. And we've been talking today about rising above challenges. And before earlier in the show, we kind of talked about how we get triggered these days and the whole uncertainty in what's happening outside of ourselves and, how we could handle the challenges that cross our paths. And I just want to recap some things because I just feel that today was a real, necessary episode for a lot of people who are going through life right now, and there's so much uncertainty, and I feel like what we're going through right now is a call to come within ourselves to really focus on making ourselves solid, certain within ourselves, and really stepping into our divinity and our sovereign right of being a human being and stepping into our power. So, just to recap some things, mindfulness is key. When we're able to stay present, it allows us to respond to the challenges that we experience in our life and even the triggers with clarity instead of reacting from fear or stress. So we're making a more positive response when we're mindful. And like we were saying, is mindfulness to me is the gateway to being in the present moment and to self-awareness. So whatever you could do to create more mindfulness in your world, and it's going to be a unique thing for each individual. So I invite you to explore, experiment, and find out what is your mindful activity. And it could be anything from formal meditation, sitting in lotus position and chanting Om, to like being out in nature or even doing a craft. The key point is it's anything that's going to allow you to lose all sense of time and place, where time is like, it seems like it disappears. That is a mindful activity because it's going to keep you in the present moment. Self-awareness creates empowerment. Self-awareness, I believe, is the new buzzword for humanity right now. And when we are self-aware, you are in control and you have choices and options. You have more possibilities in front of you because you are aware. Okay. When you're unaware, this is where you just go into react mode and you're totally disconnected from who you are. When you're self-aware, you're more connected to who you are, and you understand your emotions, your triggers, your thought patterns, and how they help you to navigate obstacles more effectively. Challenges are opportunities for growth. I view challenges as you are getting upgraded to something better for yourself. And sometimes a challenge occurs because we need to graciously get out of our own way to allow what's next for us to come, which could be even more amazing if we just step out of our own way. So challenges are opportunities for growth. Reframing difficulties are lessons that shift your mindset from feeling stuck to seeing possibilities. So allow and embrace those challenges that come your way, because this is part of growth and part of being here on planet Earth, to gain wisdom and insight and for our souls to grow at a very deep level. You know, being human is not for sissies. That's all I'm going to say. It's like it takes a lot of courage, bravery, and resilience. And speaking of resilience, resilience comes from within. And you could do that by, practicing breath work, doing affirmations, grounding techniques, anything that's going to allow you to stay more present in your physical body. Because when we are present in our physical body, we're more grounded, and we aren't, we're right here, right now, in the present moment, instead of being in your head, doing the cray-cray dance, trying to figure it out and to control it. There's really nothing to control. Our resilience is our ability to withstand challenges, or what we label as challenges, and shine as we move through them as well. Remember, you have the power to rise above. No matter what you're facing, you are capable of transforming struggle into strength with the right mindset and tools. So what I want to say too is challenges are an inevitable part of life, okay? But they don't have to define you. By cultivating mindfulness and deepening self-awareness and embracing each obstacle as a stepping stone, you can navigate any difficulty with grace and resilience. A reminder, just trust in your inner wisdom, lean into the present moment, and know that you have everything you need within you to rise above. So I'm going to leave you with a quote by Maya Angelou, and she says, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." That's pretty powerful, I believe. So that wraps it up for our show. And next week, we're going to talk about embracing new beginnings. And, as we leave things behind, it leaves a void and leaves an opportunity for new things to come into play, new things that are probably more aligned with where we are on our path and where we're going. So new beginnings are a natural part of life, yet they often come with uncertainty and fear. So whether you're navigating a career change or starting a new relationship or pursuing a fresh dream, embracing the unknown can lead to incredible growth and transformation. So stay tuned next week as we learn more about that. So I also want to share with you, if you need support, I am open for business. I am taking clients, and let me assist you on your journey. Go to my website, drdoloresfazzino.com, and look under sessions, and you'll learn more about my offerings. So I just want to say thank you for listening. I love you. You're doing a great job, and just know that you are worth it. You have everything you need within yourself. Just trust yourself, listen to yourself, honor yourself, respect yourself, and most importantly, love yourself. You are worth it.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. Dr. Dolores returns Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and create your best life. You are worth it.